Good morning, everybody. Cryptoholics here, and this is Saturday morning Bitcoin crash. It happened a little earlier than I expected, but it is here. And until this daily candle closes, could Bitcoin come down even further? I would like to hope not, but once this closes, we will start seeing it start on its way back up. And I'll show you here in a minute my theory between what I see and what the cycle has done in the past. So I'm expecting this to slowly start coming back up, and somewhere between December 11th and December 13th is where Bitcoin will get back up in around 60,000 to about 65,000, and it will continue its climb. And from the measured move I have back here, this is a daily chart. So let me go back here where I have this marked out. This is last December, and this is when Bitcoin did its magic last cycle. It does this every cycle, and I'll show you how I come up with the figures I come up with. And what I have marked out here is, well, right here is where it really crashed, but I got moved there. So if you take a measured move, let me blow this up a little more here. If you take this measured move from when it crashed last time, which is from about here to here, is about 17%. And if I went to the top of these wicks up here, probably about 20%. So it didn't crash that much last year during its cycle. But over here, December 11th. And that's why I had December 11th marked on the other one. So it went down, it slowly came back up. It took it 1, 2, 3 days to get back up to its normal cycle top where it was. And it declined just a little bit more till the 11th. And on the 11th, the close of the daily candle, the morning of the 12th, it started climbing up to its all-time high again. So this right here went from 19,400 down to 16,000. And then it climbed all the way up to a high here of 42,000. And this is where it came down last night. It came down a little bit below this. Let me mark that right there a little better. And then on January 11th, well, actually beginning right here on January 9th, is when it started going back down. The reason I marked the 11th is that it was the biggest candle dip of them all. It will recover, but then it continued down, and it fell all the way down here to back down to 28,000. So this is how the cycle runs. It does it every year. I can go back to the next cycle. It's not as big as a dip on the next cycle as this cycle is here. Let's see, there's October, November, December, and it's marked right there. So let me pull this out here. So this dip, I think this is the one everybody's referring to on YouTube, which is similar to the last one. But that's October, November, that's December 4th. So it was much bigger drop back here from October to November, and it kind of hopped around here and it crashed down to the very lowest down here on December 17th, and on the 18th it came back up. But this is the point right here January 2nd where it started to go back up. I'll mark that. Every cycle don't run on the exact time frame, but it does run a cycle. So what I'd like to do is, I can measure from this top to here, show the difference of how much of a crash we had from here to here. And that right there is 38%. You go to the very bottom over here, it's about 39% before the correction going back up. So it doesn't always have to happen in December, but it seems like, December, January is when this one decided to go back up. But what a lot of people have been saying is the cycles are getting shorter, which that's part of the halvening also. The halvenings are happening in shorter time frames. So as the halvenings happen in shorter time frames, the market cycles change, 10, 20, 30 days at a time. But this was a blow off top here in 2020. So what was the measurement from here? I want to keep my mouse close there to the top of this here, and that's 53%. There's a 53% growth from the first candle up, and then it was a blow off top at, what was that, 10,540. So I'll just keep charting this so I have it for future references. So that was a 53% growth. Then it comes back down just like it always does. Big drop off down here to 3,800. And that takes you back to the last blow off top from the cycle before. And this is what's going to happen again. It happened over here. Squeeze this down. This right here crashed here, got their blow off top up there. That measurement from here, let me widen this up a little bit. To up here is 139%. Last one was 53%. This one's 139%. So I'm going to be conservative on the next one, which would be this one we're working on right now. And you can see right here, as it went up, there was a blow off top right up here. Or, wait a minute. Yeah, that was a small one there. And then we're in our cycle here. And what I have figured out here, or somewhat kind of figured out, yeah, see Bitcoin's trying to pull back down again. So it's going to play around today. It's going to be fluctuating around today before it gets a new candle and starts working its way back up. And it could come up, come back down, but I don't think so, because what I've seen on the FIDs, everything on the 13th shows that Bitcoin's going to make a major move on the 13th or a little before it. That's why I got this circled and marked out. So on this measure move here, I'm going to shrink this down. I'm not going to go from 53% to 139%, which is almost double. I'm just going to show a 150% gain. And if I mark this here and go 150% up, which is right here, and a lot of people say, well, if it doubled last time, it should double this time, so it should go up higher. I'm going to be conservative here. So 150% up puts us up here at, they don't give me a number on there, so I'll have to pull this down. Gives me a number of 105,832. Some people are saying that Bitcoin can go as high as 158,000. I've been saying I don't think it's going to go over 96. So 150,000, let me do a reverse measurement off 150,000. So I'm saying about 158. Let's go from 155 down to this mark I have right here. If that's the case, that's reverse. And let's go backwards. So 156, 157, right there. That's 272%. I don't think it's going to climb that high. It could, but I'm apt to say it's going to be more about 153% increase, which puts us at 105,000. That's not to the end of the year. That's to the end of the cycle. If this cycle extends, like the last few have, you know, the last of them usually run until like January or 1st February. A lot of people are thinking that this cycle is going to extend out to like March or April. Either way, when we get that blow off top, which could be between here, 105,000, there's 92,000 right there. So I would just keep an eye on it. Once it hits 92,000, when it hits 105,000, it keeps going up. And keep your eye on the 140, 150,000, because anywhere between here, you're going to see it's going to hit a top, and there will be one big red candle that will just come back down. And that happened. I think that happened back on the last blow off top, where that's 2016, because there's the December 2017. So we see this one right here, how it worked out. Let me get this where you guys can see it a little better. The numbers are a lot smaller, so it doesn't look that great. But yeah, you see the blow off top here. You get a couple red candles, then you get the one big one, then you get this big one, and it wicks down. So you're going to get a little bit of a pre-warning when it happens. So even if you get out at the, you know, where this one wicks down right through here, and the body settled down, that was at 16,000. Even though it topped out, this one was first 19,000. But you can see where it started at. I mean, people who got in down here at 5,800, you still got a profit up here. Whether you got out at the very top or halfway down, there was still $11,000 gain there on Bitcoin. So this is a cycle that normally runs. But like I said, this right here, you know, it had its little crash right here before it took off running. That happened November, well, the top was November 8th. It went down at November 12th. And the cycle started up on November 13th. I'll mark this for future references also. It's just nice to have this marked, so next cycle comes around, it's already pretty much done. So every cycle's a little bit different, but not always the same. So trying to chart and know everything that goes on, you can't really know it all or figure it all out. But your history is going to be your future. So that's the biggest thing to be, you know, is learn what starts things, what stops things. So how much of a gain was this? That was 260% right there. 260% gain up. And then it came back down. What was that drop? Probably about the same. 236%. It came back down. So what goes up comes back down, cycles out, runs through the system. So this is the dry moments you don't want to be stuck holding. You know, but when this pops off and starts coming down like this is a lot of money leaving Bitcoin coming into alt. And this is what I call alt season. And this is what I try to help people understand. But, you know, a lot of this money will go into alts. They take their profits out of Bitcoin, buy alts, and then they'll start putting it back into Bitcoin, store it until the next year. So that's what the big boys do in Bitcoin. And those who just invest in alts, this is your season right here. So what I tell everybody, once Bitcoin blows off its top, alt season starts. So you can see the cycle runs through. You know, what is this? This is April. Starts coming back up. June. December again. So there's that one there. So like I said, just everything plays a cycle, runs its little courses, but as what it's been doing, it continues to grow, get bigger and bigger. Doesn't look like it when you squeeze it all in and zoom out, because there's a little spike there, there's a little one there, there's a bigger one here, and when this one gets done going up here, this one right here is going to look small like these back here. So just be aware, keep your eyes open, learn your history of what goes on, and if you didn't sell, which I didn't sell, I wasn't expecting this to happen this soon. So I was watching TV last night. I came in here to check my live streams and seen that this already took a crap. And once it dropped, I wasn't going to take a chance of selling halfway through it. So I just write it out because I know it's coming back up. So it's not the end of the world. Don't freak out. But you just keep your eyes on those numbers, and we'll keep this video up. You can refer back to it later on. So everybody have a great day, and hope everybody makes a great profit this year.